Meeting is now begun. Welcome everybody for our September meeting. I'm glad to see you all here and hoping that we're all managing to get through another month already. Holy, whatever. So welcome one and all, and we'll start with birthdays and anniversaries for September. Sue?
Oh, thank you, Madam President. For September, we have September 17th, Deb Beaupre, and September 24th, Sue Elliott. So happy birthday to both of them. Back to you.
Okay, so that's it for September. Boy, well, at least we have some. We have a couple months where I don't think we have anything. So that's wonderful. So we might as well start right away with literacy. Kitty, did you want to start with one of the videos and we'll continue on after that?
I've got two videos. Well, one is about 3 minutes, one is about 8 minutes. I would like to put those together.
Okay.
And then afterwards, there's a little one that you might smile at later on, but they're all kind of about literacy. So if you'll permit me to do that.
Okay.
Malala Yousafzai is a female education activist who stood up to the Taliban, survived an assassination attempt, and became the youngest person ever to win a Nobel Peace Prize. Malala Yousafzai was born on July 12, 1997 in the Swat region of Pakistan to Zayuddin and Torp Kai Yousafzai. Her parents were determined to give her every opportunity a son would have, starting with an education. But then in 2007, when Malala was around 10 years old, her home, the Swat Valley, one of Pakistan's most beautiful regions, was taken over by the Taliban. Life under the Taliban was difficult, and women were discouraged from getting an education and even shopping at the local market. Malala's father, an educator who ran a number of private schools for girls, attempted to educate girls under the radar. Malala herself developed a stealthy route to school to avoid being caught. Eventually, the Taliban officially banned girls from going to school altogether. In January 2009, the precocious 12-year-old Malala started blogging for the BBC under the pen name Gul Makai, chronicling her life under the Taliban regime. Her writing was deep and thoughtful and beyond the years of an average 7th grader. The New York Times made a short documentary about her, and she publicly campaigned for girls to go to school, winning Pakistan's first National Youth Peace Prize. But this put Malala in the limelight, sparking the Taliban to target her. And on October 9th, 2012, Malala boarded the bus home from school. She had just finished a physics exam and was busy thinking about her Pakistani studies exam the next day when a masked gunman boarded the bus, asked for Malala by name, and shot her in the head, neck, and shoulder. She was just 15 years old. The bus driver rushed her straight to the hospital. She was in trouble. They airlifted her to a hospital in Peshawar where they found the bullet was very close to her brain. It was causing her brain to swell, and they needed to get her to a more advanced hospital or she would die. The ruling family of the United Arab Emirates offered their private jet, which rushed her to a hospital in the UK. Meanwhile, the Taliban released a statement proudly proclaiming responsibility for shooting the girl who was promoting Western ideas in Swat. She arrived in the UK in critical condition and woke up a full week later. Her survival empowered her to continue her mission to expand education and promote peace. She started the Malala Charity Fund to help build schools. In 2013, she spoke at the UN. She went on to win the World Children's Prize, and in 2014, at 17, she won the Nobel Peace Prize. But even more impressive, after all she endured, Malala has never expressed anger or vengeance or any promotion of violence. Of her attacker, she says only that she believes he made a great mistake. His goal was to silence her. But after enduring the shooting, she had no more fear, and she certainly had a lot more to say.
Please welcome the winner of the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize, Malala Yousafzai.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a seat, please. I know you have been standing a lot and clapping, and I know people get tired. It's a human feelings. I'm really honored that I'm here today with so energetic, passionate, and peace-loving people. I'm really happy that the reason for which I'm here is going to be heard. That is, and that is education. This word seems a bit complex, but it simply means the right to learning. And when I come to these stages, speak at the UN, or give a Nobel Peace Prize speech, I simply ask that the right to learning should be given to every child. I ask for nothing else. But unfortunately, there are 57 million children who are out of school. For some of us, this would be a really sad news, a really shocking news maybe. And it might be happening like somewhere far away from this world. But it is happening in this world where we are living. It's not on any other planet. The children we are speaking for are living on this earth. They are our children. And they have the right to learn. But unfortunately, there are many people who do not give this opportunity to children, either because they think that children are supposed to work for them, or that children don't deserve it. Either that it is against our social taboos, or it is just a waste of money. And we have to fight against these mindsets. So this is a collective campaign. And if we want to see that change, and if we want to see every child getting quality education, then we have to work together. Then we have to go on this journey, but together. So I request all of you to think today that how can you help? How can you help these children to go to school? And today, I'm really happy that at least this award is given to the children, to people who campaign for children's rights. So this is a big opportunity for us to speak to the world. The children are facing many problems and many issues, and now it is time to think about the future generation. It is our duty. And I'm hopeful that change will come. One day, we will see every child getting quality education, but for that, we need to work together. We need to make it our target. We need to make it our objective of life. And that's what I have done. Though I'm 17, not very tall, and very small, I have promised myself that I will fight for the rights of children, because I cannot forget the days when every morning I would see poor girls going to other people's houses and suffer from child labor. And I considered it my duty to fight for their rights. I wanted to see them in school uniforms, holding books and pens in their hands. I wanted to see their future bright. If you don't educate children, it means it becomes a generation lost. So if you want to protect the next generation, we have to think about their education. Thank you so much to all of you. Once again, I'm really happy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sue, did you want to talk about literacy? Because I know that you had some things that you were talking about trying out.
For this month, we thought it really a good idea to talk about what our club does for literacy. And in our own way, I think many of us are doing projects. Many of us are donating books to the Sarnia Rotary for their book sale. Some of us in London are donating a book for every child to the library. And for this month, we thought it'd be fun if we did selfies holding a book. And if you know how to take a selfie, then you're already a step ahead of me. I had a heck of a time, but I finally came up with a photo where the title was not reversed. And I've sent it off to Kitty. I've sent one for Rick. Marion and Lynn Coates have sent one. And we're asking that every person here, if you would like to do that, then Kitty is going to do something special with them. And I'm not sure if she's going to give us an idea of what that is. I'm also hopeful that before the end of this meeting, we will take a screenshot of each of us holding the book that we selected. And
that screenshot is in the film or in the video. So whatever, if you just,
Can I pick a different book?
Yeah,
by all means.
So by the end of the meeting, we'll have it on recording, and we can choose when everyone's had a chance to get their book. Especially, are you not going to use the driver handbook there?
No, absolutely not.
Rich, you came on late. Do you have a book handy that you could use?
I could go grab one.
Oh, okay.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Yes, because
so if
I've got mine.
And Rick has one. Just see if I can pull this up so that the recording will show. There it is, Fireweather. Oh, he's a really good author. Yeah, I read something else by him. And is yours Matthew Perry, Rich? Oh, yeah, that's been on the bestseller list forever.
I see Leah has joined us.
Hi, sorry I'm late. My class went on a walk, so we just got well, it's actually a hike, but
Did you find a book, Leah?
I have the book that they gave me for class because I realized I left my other book at home, actually. It was Searching for David's Heart, if you've ever read it, but
Oh, I see Jessica has her Patrick Stewart biography.
All right.
Leah doesn't have a camera for this shot.
I got this.
I'm trying to, it had updated, so I'm trying to get it to, it says I needed granted access, so I'm doing that now.
Maybe
Heather,
we should do
what
our
does yours say? Heather, what does yours say? I can't read it.
A Great and Terrible Beauty
A Great and Terrible Beauty.
by Libba Bray. It's one of my favorites.
See, this is one of my favorites too.
This one's in my top 10.
Okay.
Kitty, did you have a book? Global Warming. Excellent.
Oh, yes.
And Leah, if you just tell us your title.
Yes, it's Essential Epidemiology.
Oh, a little bit of light reading there.
So Kitty is
to quit and reopen, so I'm gonna exit out and then I'll be back.
How do I flip my camera?
Screenshot. I think that's probably enough there. And
can I flip it? Oh,
That's not
There
it.
you go. So that is what we have for literacy. But also, just a by the by, we were thinking next spring to put in a district grant request for $100 towards the London Public Library Book for Every Child. And that means that we could put in 200, like Rick and I could put in 200, and then the grant would give us another 100. And these are children's books that we buy every year. If anybody else has small projects like that, we're getting really good at putting in requests for district grants. So far, they're not being rejected, and only a few little revisions just to make them perfect. And I think that's all I have, Marion, unless each person wants to talk about their book. How are we doing for time?
We're good. We're good. Oh,
Oh.
AC, you have to leave now. Well, I'm glad that you made it for as long as you did tonight. Have a good evening.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Okay, good to see everybody. Gotta go. Take care. Be safe.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Drive careful.
I don't know how to cut off now.
So
I'll figure it out. There it is. See you later.
yeah, bye.
There's
Oh, you've got a camera
there's
now.
the
That would be really nice if we could get another grant for something like that. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think here in Thamesville, I heard something that with our little free pantry, there seems to be a little free library, which is actually a good thing, because I was telling Sue and Rick a couple weeks ago, I have a whole bunch of well-used but still good condition books. I don't know if anybody knows Robert Heinlein, science fiction author, but I have a whole ton of his books in paperback, and I thought that would be really great for the young people in Thamesville, because like Have Spacesuit Will Travel and Space Cadet are a couple of the books that are from his stuff, but really good books for young people to read. And I thought, oh, that's what I should do. I should grab them, make sure that I check that my name is not in them anymore, and pop them into the little free library here in Thamesville and let them circulate around the community here. And because they're a little too worn to go to the book sale, but they're not that worn.
The little libraries in front of the Good Shepherd School.
Ah, good to know, because this little free pantry's out by the United Church. So if anybody else has a little free library in their area and wants to pass along books. But another thing is, we are collecting for the Sarnia Blue Waterland Rotary Club's book sale, which is always in January and February. If you have books that you're thinking of purging because of lack of room or whatever other reason, let us know, because we can see about getting them hauled over there on time to get into their massive book sale. And of course, the money that they raise goes towards projects that the club does there. So we're assisting in projects that way. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sue, you think we should talk about the books that we're reading?
I think we have time, and I'm not sure if Kitty would like to show the video first, and then, or do you want to wrap up with that after we speak?
I'm just trying to think. The video, you will laugh at it, I guarantee, but it is about learning and school, and it's certainly the opposite end of the spectrum from Malala. And by the way, did you like those videos of Malala?
Very much.
Definitely.
Very much.
It's unbelievable that what she's done and what she does. But if you, what are we looking at? Oh yeah, we've got lots of time.
Yeah, well then we'll finish it off with that, but we'll start. I guess I'm going to start first. This is a book I picked to show everybody. This is called A Tangled Web. It's one of my very favorite books. It's by L.M. Montgomery, and most of you should know that L.M. Montgomery is the lady who wrote Anne of Green Gables, Canadian author. Wonderful book. easy to read, not really all that big, good size print. But it really, for all the humor and everything that goes with it, she writes very nicely, but not heavy duty. So a lot of people underestimate her quality of writing, but she really shows you how people are, and it's fantastic. But I laugh all the way through it. I've always enjoyed this book, and since I had Charles pull it off the high shelf for me today so that I could get this picture, I said, well, now you're not putting it back because now I got to read it again. So I've read it so many times, but it's been about 3 years since I read it last, and now I'm going to do it again. So that's my story. I really recommend it. So maybe Rick, you should go next and tell what you're showing for your book.
Well, actually, it's interesting because what I'm actually reading about recently, as compared to this, is Dunkirk, which is actually includes the Battle of France. I've also read within the last year Guns of August, which is actually the German attack in World War One on Paris. And I'm reading a book from Keegan, who's an English author, and it's called The First World War. And I'm getting through that same thing. So comparing this book and what happened in World War One is incredibly interesting. What the Germans did both times. They went through the same door, and this time they pushed them right out of France. But the first time they stopped them before Paris. So I'm interested in that because I did, especially World War One. I don't read that much on World War One and mostly World War Two and later. And now I find World War One kind of interesting. In fact, I got a book here called "The War to That Ended Peace," which is matches the other book, which is Paris 1919, which is all about the whole war and who got what at the end. So World War One, I just ignored more or less because the other interested me more. Now I'm getting towards what actually happened in Europe, which is fantastic to hear about. I'll move it on to somebody else now.
Yeah, who else would like to talk about their book?
Maybe the person who speaks should pick the next speaker.
Well, everybody doesn't have to talk about their book if they feel uncomfortable about it, but we're enjoying to know what you're interested in.
I haven't read this book in at least 10 years, but it's one of my favorites. It's a young adult book. It's called A Great and Terrible Beauty, but it's a fantasy where this young woman goes off to finishing school and realizes that she has powers. I like fantasy is basically what it is. I haven't read it in a while, but it's one of my favorites.
Excellent.
So I can't speak on a lot of it because I don't remember half of it. But it is one of my favorites, and I've read it. It's been well loved.
So who else would like to talk about their book? Rich? Okay, you're unmuted now.
Yeah, so I thought this was a timely one to pull off the shelf for this. I grew up, kind of watching Friends when it was first out, and I still it's a bit of a guilty pleasure that I still like to watch all the episodes on whatever platform it's on at any given time. But so I enjoyed hearing about some of Matthew's triumphs after a lot of his struggles. And today is timely because the lady who they dubbed the ketamine queen, who was supplying him with ketamine, was charged on 5 counts today. So a little bit of justice in that sad situation. So that's why I shared that one today.
Mm-hmm. And then somebody else? Jessica, you're still muted though. There you go.
So I am a huge Patrick Stewart fan. I actually started this almost 2 years ago. I'm not completely done, but it's his memoir of when he was in the theater mostly. I'm now on when he became Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek. I'm also a big Trekkie fan. So yes, the younger demographic might not even know who this is unless they know X-Men. That just aged me. But I like books that are more autobiographies or history related. So that's my like, but as you all know, I'm very busy. So reading doesn't always happen here, sadly.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jessica. And who else would like to say something about their book? Nancy.
Okay. Well, I sort of introduced this book, The Fire Weather, talking about Fort McMurray. I figured it would be more about the fire, but it's quite a bit about the oil industry and the impact that it's having on global warming. And I'm only about, again, recommended by my neighbor. This is her book. I'm about a third of the way through. So it's a bit of a, it's not a read that you just get into and read. I kind of read it and put it down and read it and put it down. And she kind of warned me at that. But I also want to share in our community, we have a library at our community center that is made up totally of donated books. So when we finish with a book and we really, really like it, and we have a little list if it's exceptional, and we write it down and our name to say this is a great book or whatever. And I was so thrilled when I came here and found out they have this. And again, doesn't even we don't even pay a fee. It's just donated books and puzzles and so that is something. And I read all kinds of books. I've been a reader for my life, most of my life, and I really enjoy. I have had a hard time when we moved to part with some of my books because I had as George will attest, 4 bookcases full and big bookcases. So had to downsize. It was hard. But I'm really enjoying this library because I can go back and forth, take the books. If I happen to buy one, I can take it up and then bring another one home. That's great. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else who wants to share?
I have one more thing.
Yes.
So George can't read, but I just want to say he subscribes to, and this is going to sound weird, the Ontario Farmer. It's a weekly publication from London, and it's you would think it's a totally agricultural paper. I don't know if some of you are familiar with it, but it is the most informed. Every week, I really look forward to reading it because the articles in there are so enlightening and full of information. Whoever does their journalism is top drawer in my book. And you're not going to get this in a newspaper. You're not going to find some of their articles there. So how many years have you had it, George? A long time. Long time. We just wouldn't miss subscribing to it. And again, it's a weekly publication.
Excellent. Anyone else?
I have somebody here.
Oh, you have someone here.
Layla, can you show us your book?
Layla. Oh,
Layla
hi,
has
Layla.
her pup Peg. And Amelia? Oh, it's okay. We can take a picture later. Oh, she has a Charlotte's Web special edition book.
Ah.
When we find it, we'll take a picture with her and we'll send it.
I love that book.
Kitty. Yeah.
I love Charlotte's Web.
Layla just started junior kindergarten, so it's a whole new step for her now. Hello. So, Sue, are you willing to say something about your book?
Oh, definitely. I was hoping to hear from everybody who hasn't spoken yet, but I will grab this opportunity to sell Josephine Tay, The Daughter of Time, one of the best books that was ever written. If you like crime fiction, it was voted the best in some year or another. The gist of the story is that the detective is in hospital with a broken leg and decides to solve a very old mystery. And that mystery is, are you familiar with the princes in the tower that were supposedly murdered by the evil Richard III? Well, Inspector Grant proves that that is not true. So what this book did when I first read it, it talked about history, which is one of my loves, and it talked about crime fiction, mysteries, detective work, and research, and not believing everything that has been written. So if you read that such and such happened, for example, Shakespeare portrays Richard III as being the greatest villain of all time. Not true. So I will leave you with that. And hopefully we will hear from some of the other people, because I'm writing down these books that you're all reading and want to read them myself.
I think other than Kitty, I think we've just about got it.
Well, Leah and Jerry.
I don't know that we'd be able to get Leah's book to begin with.
I have next to me, but I do want to tell you about the book that I thought I had with me, but I had left a tote at home when I moved up here, and it was in there. But it was called Searching for David's Heart, and it's by Sherry Bennett. I first actually read that book when I was like in elementary school, I think. It was like my first chapter book, but I've always kept it in like I will reread it throughout like different years. Just because it's a really feel good kind of book. A little synopsis about it. It's about a teen girl who goes on a hunt for her brother's heart because he's tragically killed. And so she's like going across the country at like 13, trying to find the donor of her brother or who received her brother's heart. And she meets some cool people along the way, but then also the family that she ends up finding. Um, they end up building a relationship, and it's a really good book. I know it's kind of cliche, but it is a really good book, and I've always enjoyed reading it. The book I have sitting next to me that I have to study is essentially epidemiology, so not as fun, but informative. So you might be able to get the library. I don't know.
So, Jerry, did you want to tell us about a book that you're looking at?
Well, I was when I was working, my name was mentioned every year, but for some reason I retired and I got left out of the being mentioned in the book. Anyway, it's couple years ago, the John D. Leach was tied up in Owen Sound, and I said to my daughter to show Ian Charlie the John D. Leach. And he was quite worried that does Grandpa have enough money to buy another one? And I don't know what my daughter told him, but what he understood. But I was wheelsman, third mate, and ended up skipper on not the John D. Leach, when it was the Canadian Century. So, but there's so many new ships. I've been out of the retired long enough. A lot of the ships are gone, all the new ones. So, one of these times I may get around to looking through it. That's my story.
Excellent. Okay. Kitty, did you want to talk about a book or did you want to show that last video?
I'll do the last video, but I like nonfiction, and I read a lot of Rotary stuff these days, and I have an atlas on my coffee table, and I look at that sort of thing, and I'm always looking for interesting facts. So I'm more a nonfiction. And if I start a book, I generally get partway through it, and then it sits on the table, and then I get waylaid, and I may come back to it. I did read a lovely book called The Border, which was a year or so ago, of a young writer who was traveling all around the countries that border Russia. And her trip she was on her own doing this, and it was a phenomenal read. Very, very interesting. And I got to, believe it or not, like the second last chapter. And so the book is still sitting on my table, and I will get to the end of it, I know. In order to become educated, you got to get to school.
As a school administrator, a parent came to me one day and was very upset with me. She said, you know, you're holding my child accountable for a principle that we don't practice at home. And I said, I'm sorry, please explain. She said, my child is being penalized for being tardy every morning, and I don't think it's fair. I said, well, ma'am, that's the rule. If you're late, you get penalized. School starts at 8 o'clock. She said, but I'm raising my child in a natural environment. There are no alarm clocks in my house. We all wake up when our body clocks naturally awaken us. I said, okay. She said, and so the district is in violation of my policy by saying that my child is late. He should not be penalized because we are being raised to adjust to our own biological needs.
Were you born before 1960?
Just hang on.
You can now get a free in-clinic demo of this hearing aid.
And I said, that's a good idea. Now, to be honest, I had something to do. I was busy that morning, and she was talking a very long time. And finally, I said to her, okay, ma'am, since your son's being raised naturally, and that's good, I want you to raise him naturally the way you should. So tomorrow morning, when your child's natural body clock awakens him, send him to school. She said, no matter what time? I said, no matter what time. When he wakes up, send him to school. She said, will he be marked tardy? I said, oh, no. We're going by natural function. And so she said, well, I don't want him in Mr. Thomas's class because Mr. Thomas doesn't like him anymore because he's always tardy, and I feel he should have a new teacher. Whose class are you going to put him in? I said, every teacher at this school is certified. Let him walk around and choose a room. Wherever he finds an open chair or a teacher that is physically appealing, he may go in. We have blondes, brunettes, Asians, Hispanic, whatever he chooses, just go in. I'm sure before the end of the day, he will have picked up some tidbit of knowledge. So she was getting a little suspicious. And so she said, well, okay, what time will he go home if he gets to come whenever he wants to? I said, when he begins to feel fatigued, he should just pack it up, run along home. Because I think you shouldn't stay as long as your natural body function says you're tired. He should just go home. She said, well, he can't just go home. He's a bus rider. What bus will he ride? I said, they're all yellow. Choose one. Whenever he gets to a place that is close to what looks familiar, just ask the bus rider to let him up. She said, you're crazy. You've lost your mind. You can't run a school like this. I said, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Get the boy here at 8 o'clock. You know?
Oh, the entitlement.
So you're smiling at that one.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Kitty. I think that's really cute. So, okay, we are getting towards the end. So, Sue, did you want to give us the did you know so that we don't miss it today?
If I can find out how to unmute here. Yes. Now, I need each and every one of you to send me some unknown fact about yourself. Meanwhile, we're having to reuse some. So I'm trusting that somebody will remember this because it was from at least a year ago. And the item is, did you know that I once played a dental assistant in a public service skit on the local television station when I was in elementary school. Who am I? Send your guess to me. It will be in the minutes, and a list of the members will be at the bottom of the minutes. And Leah, if you would like a list of the members, I can make sure that you get the minutes too. And that is the Did You Know?
Okay. So, Rick, did you want to go through happy notes for us? Oh, you're muted.
I'd be happy to do that, of course. Who should we start with? Who wants to volunteer? Who is happy? No happiness? Okay, we'll just pick people. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. How about you? We'll try that.
I'm happy because I've got my book that I haven't read for a few years and I'm going to read it again. So that always makes me happy.
Happy is happy.
Yeah.
Sue, you had something to be happy about?
Yes, I do. We recently bought a new vehicle, and I was a little scared because when we read the manual, it said there's no gas cap. It said you have to do something special to get it open. And I'm picturing no end of trouble. Happened to get gas, and Rick wasn't in the car to help me. So me, a lone female, armed with the manual, standing by the gas thing, reading the manual. Okay, I can do that. Is that all there is? They made it sound so hard. It was actually very easy, and I was happy to fill up the tank. Not so happy that it's a bigger tank than what I was used to, but happy.
By the way, how you open the thing is you go to the cap, where the cap would be the cover, and you find out where 3 o'clock is and push, and magically it opens for you. There's no cap in it. The cap is with that. So then when you push back, it stays there. So 3 o'clock. Remember, 3 o'clock for any Chrysler minivans. 3 o'clock, you can open the gas tank just like that. Who else would like to do it?
People's gas.
Yeah, steal people's gas. Nancy, you got anything to be happy about?
Yes, I've got lots to be happy about. And George and he'll probably want to say something too. We had the pleasure of spending a week with our family and got to ride the Rocky Mountaineer train through from Alberta from Banff to Vancouver. And I have to say, it was just a fantastic week away. We had 2 days on the train, rest of the time exploring out in Alberta and getting to look around and spend time with family. So it was really great. Did you want to say something, George?
There was one thing in that what I really enjoyed was the wildlife. Because we saw a bear fishing in the river. We saw mule deers.
Yeah.
And like the scenery, unless you saw it, you can't describe it. And there was one thing that really caught my eye. We have a farmer here. One guy out there has 120,000 head of cattle.
Like, it's unbelievable the size of just big.
A big field, huge.
It's big.
120,000. I can't even imagine 120,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
One cow's big enough for me, but 120,000 would scare me.
Yeah.
Control.
We also had an extended stay because we got caught in the Air Canada strike. So we had some extra days in Vancouver, but we got home. It was all good.
Just got on the highway. Said there, here we go. Back home.
If you like trains, there's the one to take.
Well, actually, I've heard people taking that train and doing the same thing, being so mesmerized by what they see out the window.
Oh, absolutely. And I have to say, if you have any accessibility issues, you just get treated royally.
Oh, yeah? Oh, we'll have to think about that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Like for George, there was an elevator on the train. There was a lift to get him in. They have a golf carts. It was just amazing. Oh, and Air Canada was superb in that too, by the way.
Until they went on strike.
Yeah.
Who else would like to give us a happy thing to say? Come on now. Somebody smile here. Leah, you're smiling.
Well, this is like our first week in session with the NPH program. And even though we've been getting up really early, I think everybody's been getting along pretty well. And like we were like, let's go on a hike. So I got a lot of exercise in today. But it was fun. I saw some things I hadn't seen before, and we had a lot of good conversation and got to know each other a little bit more. So I was pretty happy about that.
Great.
It's good to know people. Good to be happy with them.
Yeah.
Heather, you seem happy. Slight happy,
I
slight
am
smile. So,
always happy. What are you talking about?
oh, there you go.
Today, so I've been setting up a 36-gallon fish tank, and I just got my second set of fish today. So I'm happy about that. And I recently just booked plane tickets to go to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan to go see my best friend from high school.
Oh, neat.
For a week.
Taking your fish with you?
Absolutely not. No. I don't think they will let me on the plane with a 36-gallon. I don't think I could lift it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's people with fish. I had a friend who had piranha, and his greatest thrill was to have his friends come in and visit him and say, "You want to see what a piranha looks like when he feeds?" And he dropped a couple of goldfish in,
No.
and I thought, whoa,
No, I
whoa,
have like
whoa.
a peaceful like community. I have neon tetras and a couple of like little itty bitty like catfish right now. Like they're just peaceful. They don't eat
Well, the
goldfish.
piranha were peaceful. You thought they were peaceful until they cut fish in half. That's I still remember that. I still remember that all these years. It comes back and says, "Oh my God, I have an animal like that." But he's a strange guy, so it's okay. Kitty, you got to be happy about something. You drove by yourself. You got to
I
be happy about
did.
that.
I did. But I was going to say, oh, yes, one of the things that I'm happy about concerning the club is that there is a certificate of excellence for the Rotary Club of District
Yes, I saw that.
6330 passport.
Yeah.
Because we are excellent. So I agree with whoever gave it to us.
Well, it's the Rotary International president's.
Oh, so he looked us up and said, "You're
She.
excellent." She.
See now, you need a little. I'm not so happy that you don't know that, Rick.
I'm a little embarrassed that I don't. I will have to get on my computer
It's in
and learn a few things.
a copy of it is in the newsletter this month.
Yes, I did see the thing, so it was
I was
great.
glad to see that on Facebook because I hadn't heard a thing, and all of a sudden,
Well,
oh look, we
And
actually
it's on our home page as well in Club Runner. So
it was amazing because I saw it and I said, "What did we do? What did we do?" And then I remember everyone ignores me, so I never know what's going on. So that's okay. Susan.
Yeah.
The Certificate of Excellence used to be called the President's Citation. And at the beginning of each Rotary year, the president has a list of goals that they set up, and it shows that Marion and the club did a stellar job last year.
The club.
And the club did a stellar job of meeting the goals that she has set forward. It's simply the citation, but they changed the name to it. So
that's incredible.
Well done, President Marion.
Well done, Rotary Club.
Hope the bar's not set too high. That could be kind of disappointing next year if we don't get it. Rich, are you happy?
The kids are back in school, so I am very happy. I am happy to have a routine again. So, yeah.
It's busy summer days.
Nine weeks. It's a long time. So anyway, we had a good summer. We had some nice vacations, and we did our couple of runs over to Cedar Point. We love roller coasters as a family, so that was nice. But I'm also very happy to have my 9:10 to 3:05 every day. So yeah.
Now we got it down pat. We don't know it. That's great.
That's it.
That's good. Great. Jerry, what do you got to be happy about?
Well, our former exchange student and wife and 2 kids were over for a visit. And finally, we ended up Monday night, we went out for supper at downtown Ferndale. Had a dandy visit, and he was over here in 89, 90, and due to the influence of the local high school teachers, he became a doctor. And he said last year in his over, he said, I put people to sleep, and most of the time they wake up. It was kind of nice to
hear, yes.
finally get I think Eastlink had a hissy fit on Sunday, and half the time phone was useless, and then all of a sudden it started working again. So we finally, after numerous emails and whatnot, we finally got together and had a dandy evening. And of course, I think tomorrow he's flying back to Germany. Anyway, the way it goes.
There you go. Sounds like a good time. And Jessica, not to interrupt your meal.
That's okay.
Happy to eat.
Yeah, I'm happy to eat. There you go. No, so what I'm happy about, 3 weeks ago, I guess roughly. For those that don't know, my mom has brain cancer. So 3 weeks ago, she rang her bell though, because she finished her radiation treatment. I believe she's still doing chemo at home. But she's doing better. She's a little weak, but we're just waiting for her MRI to take place. I think next week it is, she said. And then from there, we'll know the next steps. But she's gotten over the first hurdle. So I'm very happy about that. So,
I think we're
yeah.
all happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm happy the kids went back to school. They're a little whiny this week, but I think just, Rich is like, yeah.
Take after the
It's
mother.
always, I don't have children, but it's always amazing to see when I see parents. I actually taught school, but so to see parents go, "Oh, thank God, it's over, it's over," and they're back to school. And then what do? They push them off people like me who have to do that whole day thing. Oh my God! Yes, Susan.
Yeah. It brings to mind the days when Rick was a teacher, and that first day of school, well, all the parents are being happy in that. All of the spouses of the teachers are having an extra cup of coffee and just relaxing. Wow.
Yes, I was happy with that. Oh gosh.
Sometimes I miss those days.
Yes, I'm sure you do. I was gone for a lot of hours those days. Yeah. Life can be good, but not anymore. I believe we're done with that. Back to you, Marion.
I think so. Thank you, Rick. Okay, well, we're coming up to the end of the meeting, so we're going to do one last thing. The 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And of course, our unofficial 5th rule, will it be fun? I hope you all had a really great evening tonight. Just one note, when you got your agenda for tonight's meeting, we had a couple of items at the bottom. Please read them. The first one, we need to have an answer if you have something that you want to say. The second one, I'd like you to really seriously consider serving on the board. But whatever your choice, we're here to fit you. So do what you can as best you can to the best of your ability, but enjoy. Have a good evening. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you all next time. So this meeting's adjourned.